I'd like to welcome everybody to the July meeting of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission. At this time, we'll call the meeting to order. As always, we'll start with a prayer and pledge of allegiance, and Gloria Bonner is going to lead us in that. Gloria?
Okay, thank you. May we pray, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the privilege of prayer in this great country which was founded on the principles of freedom. We ask a special prayer of blessings and protection on all of our leaders, both nationally and locally. May your face radiate upon those of us as we represent this great community and protect us today and be gracious to us and our families. Grant us your divine guidance and favor and your everlasting peace. These blessings I ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
We stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Gloria. Earlier in the week, everybody should have received their packets for this meeting. Contained in that packet were the minutes from our June meeting. At this time, we'll entertain any changes or corrections that need to occur, and if there are none, a motion for acceptance.
So moved.
Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Dee,
Yeah, Bill.
may I say something?
Sure.
I've been on this commission now for quite a while, and I believe that these are the best minutes, the most accurate, covered everything that I've ever seen. And I think we ought to recognize Missy for doing such a fine job.
Yeah, I agree, Mitzi. Mitzi takes lots of notes, obviously. She does a great job. We're lucky to have her. I appreciate those comments. We'll move now to new business. Our first item under new business is a consideration for approval agreement for architectural services for the indoor tennis facility and updated master plan for Old Fort. Jim Crumley's joined us today. Jim, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me first. There's a group of us that have to be in Clarksville at 2 o'clock, and I appreciate you adjusting the schedule so that I could get in here and get out. Very pleased this afternoon to make a recommendation from the team that evaluated 4 proposals for architectural services on an indoor tennis court facility in partnership with Middle Tennessee State University. This is Alan Farley, the Assistant Athletic Director at the university, who's worked hand in glove with us in terms of getting this to the table before you today. We're recommending to you the proposal from Lose & Associates, $261,920 for the architectural services on the demolition of the old agricultural building, the site work that needs to take place, the construction of at least 8 new tennis courts. Why did we select Lose? They bring 2 specialty consultants to their team with their proposal. Saul Harris Day from Akron, Ohio, that has built a significant number of indoor tennis facilities, and Miss Vicki Adams from Springfield, Missouri, who was their park and recreation director for many years, but was also a professional tennis player and greatly involved with the USTA. She has terrific experience in terms of how to operate and manage an indoor tennis facility, and she's going to share her knowledge with us. It's actually a 2-part proposal from Lose, $261,920 on the indoor tennis facility, an additional $15,000 that is only the city's portion for updating the master plan on Old Fort Park. While we're making such a significant addition to the park, we felt it was just time to again look at how everything works in conjunction at Old Fort Park. And for $15,000, Lose is going to do a review and an update of the master plan for the park. I'll be glad to try to answer any questions.
Thanks, Jim. Does anybody have any questions for Jim about this project? I know we've talked about it at lots of different meetings. It's exciting to get it to this point.
Funding for the project comes both from the capital campaign that the university has carried out, with some dollars from City Council through our capital improvement program to make up some of the differences for going to a few extra courts, some of the amenities in the building that the city would need to operate it as a tennis facility that the university wouldn't necessarily have had to have for just their university tennis team's use.
Thanks.
Jim, I know that I've met with Alan Farley and Chris Massaro out at the college, and we've discussed the tennis courts and the important role they play. And I think that really, truly, when we look at the importance of this facility, that it will be second to none as far as the quality, and it'll be very comparable, I think, with our soccer fields and stuff as the economic impact that they'll have on our community. And I certainly encourage everybody to get behind this program and support it as best we can, because it's certainly something that's needed and something that will be an asset to our community. Also, the $15,000 LOS deal with planning on the park itself is much needed. We've looked at the park for a long time, and basically we've got 3 or 4 major things going on out at the park, and they really need to be coordinated, and I think that's that planning process up front to coordinate these things and make them complement each other will be an asset to the city as well. So thank you for the job that you've done, and certainly for the support and the cooperation that we've had with MTSU on this project.
Thanks, Eddie. Malin?
And I've also talked to a couple of people that are involved in this, and I think it's a wonderful idea, and I think it's going to bring a lot of people into our city, and the people that are here are going to enjoy it. So if we do not have any other comments or questions, I would like to make a motion that we do adopt this request.
Okay. We have a motion?
I would like, before we entertain a motion, to ask Mr. Alan Farley if he could please extend an invitation to former Department Chair Molly Whaley. She has championed for an indoor facility for this community for many, many years. So if we can remind each other to do that, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks, Gloria. Okay, we have a motion. We get a second. Second?
Yes.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you
Jim,
all
thanks
very
for
much.
being here. Alan, thank you for being here, and proud of our partnership and relationship with the university, and this is just further evidence the partnership that we have. We appreciate it. Gloria, you're up. Gloria Christie's here. She's going to tell us all about Uncle Dave Macon Day.
Well, this is the 36th annual Uncle Dave Macon Days, July 12th, 13th, and 14th. We're geared up, ready to go, and we're excited that a couple of things we're really excited about. We've received a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission, so we're expanding the traditional arts and crafts in the village. We're calling it Matilda Macon Artisans Village, and it's going to be a little more upscaled. We've got Tennessee artisans that are coming into the village and demonstrators. These are paid demonstrators. And we are getting children to come see things, one-of-a-kind demonstrations that they'll never see. So we're excited about that. So we are starting at 10 a.m. on Friday, and we'll be going all the way into Friday evening till about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And on Friday evening, we are also going to celebrate it and pay tribute to Kirk and Sam McGee posthumously. We've got the McGee and Macon family coming together for the first time in about 60 years. So we're excited about that. There's going to be a tribute to string band music, and a lot of folks don't realize that Kirk and Sam McGee is the oldest duo that ever performed on the Grand Ole Opry. And there's so much about their history and the history of the Fruit Jar Drinkers. And they were some of the first recording artists that ever recorded in New York City in 1926, 27. A lot of folks just don't know. They came from here. Maisie Todd came from Reedyville, who came up there all the way to New York and played. And we're going to tell that story about Roots Music on Friday night. On Saturday, the Motorless Parade starts at 10 a.m. And we will, of course, be celebrating as the Grand Marshals Ricky Skaggs and Sharon White. They will be in the parade, and they are going to be I've agreed to do this as long as it was a horse and buggy. That he doesn't like cars. Ricky doesn't like to, which is in keeping with Uncle Dave. He didn't like cars either. So anyway, we're going to do that at 10 a.m. and then in the evening at 7 o'clock, Ricky and Sharon will be coming back, and we will make the Heritage Award presentation to them on Saturday evening at 7, and he will perform Saturday evening. We're real excited. He's actually written a song about Uncle Dave called "You Can't Hurt Ham," so we're excited. That's the first time it's going to be performed, so we're really looking forward to that. Then Sunday, we're starting off with the Gospel Showcase and Community Service Fairs. We start the day with community worship at 11 o'clock, and then we've got an enormous participation in our community service fair. This is the largest community service fair we've ever had, and it's going to be Sunday afternoon starting at 12 o'clock. Don't want to miss the Gospel Showcase this year. It is. I've got surprises I can't even tell, and I'm supposed to keep very quiet about that. So it's just going to go on all through the day till we end at 5 o'clock on Sunday evening. So we were there's a lot of neat things happening in the 36th annual, and I want to thank the rec department. Oh my goodness, we could not do without these services and just support, and just to really appreciate it. And if you have any questions or comments, oh, by the way, this year we are the top 20 event in Southeastern United States. We were also selected as Tennessee's best festival in Middle Tennessee. So wanted to give that little anecdote there.
That's awesome. Any questions for Gloria? Gloria, I know it'll be a great event. It's always huge. We'll keep our fingers crossed for great weather.
Yeah, we need great weather, y'all. Yep. We did. We survived last year with the rain, but a little bit on Saturday, but Sunday turned out to be the biggest community service fair and gospel showcase that we've ever had. So we're looking forward to that too. So.
Well, we appreciate all your hard work and all the other volunteers. It takes a lot to put this together.
It surely does. Thank you.
Thanks, Gloria. Next item under new business is a consideration for approval on agreement for architectural services at the Westview Mini Park. Angela is going to cover that for us.
Thank you. Westview Mini Park is something we have, I know this group has heard more recently than ever before, discussion of Westview Mini Park. This is a very small pocket park. It's located at February and Smith Streets. It is something that we recently applied for and received grant funding through the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation for an LPRF grant, a local Parks and Recreation Fund grant. The grant award was $75,000. The city, through our capital improvement projects, has made the commitment to match those funds. So the project itself will be $150,000. At that point, and to that, what we're looking at now is that first step in the process. We have received our contract and are ready to move forward in terms of the grant funding. So we've been waiting on that. That's what's taken us to this point. So what I'd like to ask for now is an agreement with Lowson Associates to provide the architectural services. The amount that we would that we're looking at here is a lump sum fee of $9,850. This includes up to 10 hours to work with the utility company. If those of you who are familiar with the site, there are power lines that go through there. That is something that the contract that we will have with them, the agreement that we'll have with them, will include 10 hours for coordination. After that, if there's anything over that, there will be an hourly billing, not to exceed an additional $4,000. So that is our recommendation today, is to support that proposal for the architectural and engineering services for Westview Mini Park. Contingent upon your approval of this, our next steps will involve some public input, working with, in cooperation with the community. I know with the city schools, help me out, Linda.
The Family Learning and Resource Center.
Family Learning and Resource Center. Thank you. We have we've made some good contacts there with the community. We want the children and the families in this community to really have ownership and involvement through this process, and that's something we're looking to work directly and through that connection to build an even stronger relationship to give the people of that community a park that they can really be proud of and really use.
All right. And like a lot of these smaller parks, I would encourage everybody, if you don't know where it is, you aren't familiar with it, if you're out and about one day, drive by and check them out. I think some of the neatest little parks we have in town are the best kept secrets. And a lot of people don't know where they are. So, any questions for Angela? If there are none, we'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Angela, thanks.
Thank you.
Becky Johnson is going to join us to give us a quick update on the upcoming events. Becky?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to start out by saying that July is Parks and Recreation Month. So we are going to start out our month by all our events just really promoting so that people understand that we're here and that just take July to just really appreciate our parks and our recreation facilities and activities. And some of the events that we'll be out at, I have a list there on the screen. Some of the different sites for Movies Under the Stars. We'll be out for Celebration Under the Stars, our July 4th tomorrow. Splash Out, Uncle Dave Makin' Days. We have 2 new events that we planned for this month, which is a fun run and a flick and float, which will be an outdoor movie at the outdoor pool at Sportscom. And we will also be having some contests for July as Parks and Recreation Month. At these different events, you will see our banner, which looks like what's up there on the screen, and we'll have some trivia contests where we may give people out free passes for popcorn or admission or a hot dog or sodas. We will have a photo contest throughout the month where if you have a photo of you and your family or your pet having a great time out at our parks or facilities, we are encouraging you to send those photos in. We have a recreation@murfreesboro.tn.gov is the email address, so you can submit that, and we're giving away a grand prize for the best photo submission for enjoying our parks. And also we have one of our contests is greet your commissioner or your commission board member and tell them some of your positive experiences. Each of you should have 5 daily admission passes in front of you. So we want people from the public to come up and say, hey, I really like Patterson Park because my family has a great time there, or whatever park or experience they have. So we'd like them to come greet you, and then I've given you a few passes there to hand out and share with them and maybe speak to them a little bit about their parks so that, we know that people are truly enjoying our parks. Now, starting tomorrow, July 4th, we have our Rock the Pool outdoor pool party, and that is from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at Sportscom. It is premium admission, which is $4 for adults, $3 for youth and seniors. So we're encouraging people. We're just going to ignore the weather forecast. It's going to be bright and sunny and beautiful. So if you come on out tomorrow and you get there at 10 a.m., you have a premium parking space for the celebration under the stars that starts after the pool party. And we will have family games and activities from 5 to 8. The Murfreesboro Symphony Orchestra will play at 8. We'll have the presentation of the colors from the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department at 8 o'clock and the national anthem. And then at 9 o'clock, we will have fireworks. That is our plan. If for some reason our plan goes awry, and the weathermen are correct, we have a little bit of some contact information if the weather is a little bit iffy. You can check the Parks and Recreation Facebook page. You can also go to the website at murfreesboro.tn.gov/parks. We've also commandeered a staff member's cell phone for the day tomorrow. So tomorrow that phone number's up there at 642-3140. They can call that number and we will have a recorded message letting them know what the plan is if it changes at all. We encourage people to not leave messages because when that person gets their cell phone back on Friday, They won't want to be calling all these people back. But so we have those in place. So if you're not sure with the weather, we'll put it on Facebook, our website, and at that phone number they can call to see if it's going to vary any. But we're just going to, it's going to be great, and the fireworks are going to be awesome. All right. In keeping with July as Parks and Recreation Month, one of the new activities that we created is a fun run. We had a fun run, well, not a fun run, we had a Borough for Boston run in the spring, and it was a great success. So when we were trying to think of an activity that we could create for this month, we thought we're going to try a fun run since it was such an overwhelming response. And it's just runners, walkers are welcome on Tuesday, July 16th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Gateway Island and Trail. It's free. Just come on out. We'll have water available, and you can just get together with other runners and walkers and enjoy the evening. One of our other activities we've created for this month, as I mentioned earlier, is the Flick and Float. We'll be having the free outdoor movie at Borough Beach, which is the Sportscom outdoor pool. You can bring your own float for the pool or a blanket to watch the movie poolside, and that will be Wednesday, July 24th. The movie will start at 8:30 p.m., and once again, it is free, and there's a phone number there if you have any questions, and the phone number is actually 895-5040, not the one on the end. And if you have any questions at all about all of our programs, our contact information's on the screen. The main office is 890-5333, or our website is murfreesborotn.gov/parks, and we also have the Parks and Rec Facebook page.
All right.
That's it.
Any questions for Becky? Becky, thanks for being here as always.
No problem. Thank you.
That's our last item. Is under new business. Is there anything else to come before the commission?
Yeah, Dee, I want to say something.
Yeah, Rick.
I noticed that Parks and Rec have a lot of construction coming up the next few years. Just kind of curious about the process on how we select who get to do some of these items. As I noticed on these last two items, the Westview Park, Mini Park, the same construction company is doing that, as well as the tennis court. Would be concerned, as a concerned citizen of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, where's that company from, and where are they out of?
You bet, and I appreciate the question, Mr. Turner. What we looked at, and today we had two projects before you, and both went to the same company, and I noticed that as well. If you look in your minutes from last month, Mr. Goodwin provided a summary of some of those things that were coming up, and I believe it was the very last paragraph. And quite honestly, Mr. Turner, I almost brought that up myself because because of the way our agenda fell today. You can see on that very last paragraph of our minutes some of the questions that he worked out with the firms that we were working with, SEC, Weiser, Johnson & Bailey, several other projects in terms of sharing some of that responsibility. For our procurement processes, I may refer to Kelly on some of the legal portions of that. And a lot of things, it depends project to project. The tennis we issued first a request for qualifications, followed up with a request for proposals, and Lowson Associates was the one selected as a part of that committee, having met those qualifications and being selected through that. Various projects, I might refer to Kelly on the...
Okay, and what you approved today were architectural services, which are considered professional services. And under state law, in procuring those, you go through a request for proposals, which is what was done for those architectural services. Now, when it comes to hiring the contractor to actually do the construction, you would issue an invitation to bid that's been prepared by the architect in conjunction with the city, and that's issued, and then you would look for the lowest and most responsible bidder that would have submitted a bid on the invitation to bid regarding the construction project.
Okay. Yeah, I still think, though, even, like I said, it would seem like we're paying Lowe's, and I'm sure that they do good work and a reliable company, but it's just amazing that I think the citizens of Murfreesboro, we always emphasize shop locally first, and I think that should apply to government as well, local government, if all possible. Rutherford County has really gotten so big that we can pretty much sustain our own self in our construction, our shopping, and our entertainment. And I would like for this board to set the example, if all possible. Now, I know that there's probably some things that we can't do, but if all possible, I would like to see as many of those jobs go to local residents as possible.
And I understand that desire. The one thing that we have to comply with is the competitive bidding laws that are set out in the state statutes. So we do have to look at all bidders that apply and look for the low bidder. So, and I understand that concern.
All right.
And of course, Weiser and SEC, both which are local companies,
And Johnson Bailey.
yeah, and Johnson Bailey, that they all were considered, and of course, being good stewards with the taxpayers' money, we certainly want to make sure that we get the best deal we can get as well, and I know y'all are making that effort, and certainly we appreciate that.
We can, and let me add to that too, there's the responsibility, and I appreciate where you're coming from with that, with a lot of different things. With some of the purchasing that we make, I know Mr. Goodwin, if he were here, he'd be the first person to tell you shopping local is something that our department does try to prioritize. As we're shopping for program supplies, for maintenance supplies, and working with local companies, we do have some wonderful resources right here in Murfreesboro. It's something we're proud of and something we really do appreciate about this community, how many qualified and wonderful things that we have that are here.
You make a great point, Ricky, but I think what Eddie was talking about is a great point. I mean, we do work with a lot of local firms, Johnson Bailey, SEC, Weiser, just to name a few that we've done a lot of projects with. But I think one of the things that we always have to keep in mind in the projects that we do is, in some cases, there's a very specialized type project that not every firm does.
Yeah.
And that's one of the differences that we would have in some of our projects compared to some of the other construction type projects that we see in the city. So from time to time, we'll work with firms that, this is one of their areas of expertise, and you just don't find those everywhere. So that's a great point, and I totally agree with you. Any other business to come before us? Okay.
And as mentioned earlier, Movies for the Stars is underway, and certainly some great movies, and we appreciate everything that you're doing out there. I think I never pull up at the Movies for the Stars that I'm not reminded by the trailer of Hollis Harris's efforts in founding that, and certainly I never go to a movie that I'm not reminded of the history of Murfreesboro and the important role that he played. With Dave Macon Days coming up, I know this is our last meeting until Dave Macon Days, and I don't think I've spoke with anybody more excited about Dave Macon Days than Ricky Skaggs himself. So I think we're going to have a show that will be second to none when we actually get to the entertainment part of Uncle Dave Macon Days. The Gateway Pond is full of water now. The ducks are back, and we're waiting for all the people to come back. So be sure and take advantage of the Gateway Pond. Borough Beach, well, it's rocking every day, but tomorrow might be a special day. If you get an opportunity to go by, be sure and take advantage of it. The fireworks display, I'm sure we'll do what's best as far as from a safety standpoint, but last year it was a drought breaker for us, so hopefully it won't. We haven't had a drought this year, so maybe this year that won't be necessary. And as far as Dr. Gilbert, I think we're fast approaching the deadline for the name of the school.
Right.
And so
right.
if
Very
any
fast, isn't it?
Yeah. so if anybody's got any ideas for the new school,
right.
I know, do you know what the date is?
Yes, we need it, actually need it today.
Today,
If we can
by
get it.
what time?
3 o'clock.
By 3 o'clock. So if you're watching,
893-2313.
if you're watching live, and it's online, so
That's right.
if you want to submit a name, I know there's several been submitted, and I'm sure there's probably a couple more coming. So, but we live in a great city, and we're certainly, it's a pleasure to serve with you guys on this board. I probably don't tell you enough what a privilege it is to work with you guys in such a great Parks and Rec department we do have. Thank you.
We do that. Thank you, Eddie. There's no other business. I wish everybody a happy, safe Independence Day. And that's what it is. It's an Independence Day. We live on the greatest country on the planet. And we're blessed to do it.
Yes.
And that independence is brought to us by past, present, and future folks that made tremendous sacrifices, and that's what we should remember tomorrow. So with that, we stand adjourned.